real rock, these 12 albums didn't just make noise, they changed everything. From groundbreaking sounds to timeless anthems, these records redefined what rock could be. If you've missed any of these, you're skipping the core of rock history. And trust me, there's one album coming up that took just 3 chords and 2 minutes to rewrite rock history. Number 1. Led Zeppelin IV. Led Zeppelin, 1971.
The Piper's calling you to join him.
This album is practically carved into the granite of rock history. You've heard Stairway to Heaven, sure, but have you ever listened to the full journey this record takes you on? We open with Black Dog, a bluesy beast driven by Robert Plant's howling vocals, and a riff so unusual it feels like it's taunting you to keep up. Then comes Rock and Roll, a thunderous tribute to 1950s roots. But just when you think you've got it figured out, they hit you with the Battle of Evermore, a mandolin-fueled folk odyssey that feels like Tolkien set to music. For all of the attention, Stairway gets the true brilliance of Led Zeppelin IV lies in how seamlessly it weaves blues, folk, proto-metal, and hard rock into one mystical, untouchable whole. Trust me, if you've not experienced this beautiful work of art, then you're missing out. Number 2. The Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd, 1973.
Breathe in the air.
Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd is an unbelievable piece of music. Kicked off with a heartbeat and a scream, it throws you into Breathe, where David Gilmour's haunting vocals feel like they're coming from some other plane of existence. Then there's Time, a brutally honest meditation on wasted life, paired with one of the most devastating guitar solos ever laid to tape. Money Brings the Funk, with that iconic 7/4 groove and biting critique of capitalism. Then it all fades into Us and Them, a track so heartbreaking and beautifully arranged, it feels like it should be studied in philosophy class. And that's the magic of the album. Number 3. The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars, David Bowie, 1972.
You're a rock and roll suicide.
Bowie didn't just release an album here. He introduced the world to Ziggy Stardust, a glitter-clad alien rock messiah who crash-landed on Earth to save it with music, only to be destroyed by fame. It was wild, it was weird, and it completely rewrote what a rock star could be. It's easy to focus on the glam, Bowie's outfits, makeup, and persona, but this album works because of the music. 5 Years opens like a prophetic vision of the apocalypse, setting the tone for a concept album that's equal parts glam, proto-punk, and space-age melancholy. Moon Age Daydream is pure chaos and beauty wrapped around a Mick Ronson guitar solo that sounds like it's ripping open the sky. Then there's Starman, the alien call to arms that made teens in the 70s feel like they were being seen for the first time. And by the time you reach Rock and Roll Suicide, you'll understand why this album laid the blueprint for theatrical rock and helped redefine what a rock star could be. Coming up next, this album bleeds raw emotion. It's easily one of the top-selling rock albums of all time. Number 4. Rumours, Fleetwood Mac, 1977.
Now there you go again, you say you want your...
Rumours is often called one of the best-selling albums of all time, but what's truly insane is how much pain is baked into every note. Behind the shimmering harmonies and polished production is a band in absolute personal chaos. Breakups, affairs, resentment, they were barely holding it together, but somehow they turned that wreckage into pure gold. Take Go Your Own Way. Lindsey Buckingham's vocals sound like they're strained through gritted teeth, a direct response to his breakup with Stevie Nicks, but it's also a cry of frustration with the entire band's emotional fallout. Nicks fires back with Dreams, an icy, floating heartbreak anthem. The Chain is the sound of 5 people trying to hold it all together musically while falling apart emotionally, culminating in that iconic thunderous bass line that still gives chills. Even tracks like Never Going Back Again or Songbird come with an ache you can't fake. Every harmony, every acoustic strum feels earned. Fleetwood Mac wasn't trying to craft the perfect album. They were trying to survive each other, and in doing that, they created something eternal. Number 5. London Calling, The Clash, 1979.
Calling to the faraway towns, now war is declared.
If thought punk was all sneers and safety pins, London Calling proved it could also carry the weight of the world. The title track London Calling is iconic for a reason. It's a post-apocalyptic rallying cry with that chilling line, "Engines stop running and the wheat is growing thin." That's punk poetry. Then there's Spanish Bombs, which tackles the Spanish Civil War with gorgeous urgency, and Clampdown, a furious indictment of capitalist conformity that still punches as hard as ever. But what really hits is how London Calling made being politically aware cool. The album didn't just push back against the system, it demanded you wake up, look around, do something. You don't just listen to London Calling. It feels like it's demanding that you pay attention, challenging you to wake up and act. Next, we'll be looking at an album that redefined what most people believed rock could be. This album allowed artists to widen their imagination. Number 6, Exile on Main Street, The Rolling Stones, 1972. This is the Stones at their most chaotic, drug-fueled, and brilliant. Recorded while the band was living in a self-imposed exile in a French mansion to escape tax issues and personal struggles. Exile on Main Street is messy in the best way possible. It's a raw, sprawling double album that feels like a drunken road trip through America's musical soul. Forget polished radio hits. This album is a mix of blues, gospel, soul, country, and swampy rock and roll all bleeding into one another. You've got Tumbling Dice with its swaggering groove, Shine a Light, channeling gospel fire and rocks off, kicking the album off like a shot of adrenaline straight to the veins. These tracks are more about atmosphere, grit, and that sense that at any moment it could all fall apart. And that's what makes it iconic. This album is the Stones with their guard down, drenched in sweat, sin, and soul. Number 7, Sheer Heart Attack, Queen, 1974. Before Bohemian Rhapsody conquered the world, Queen was already tearing up the rulebook with Sheer Heart Attack. This album is where Queen truly became Queen. Fearless, theatrical, and absolutely unpredictable. From glam rock to hard rock, from music hall to proto-metal, this album jumps styles like a mad genius flipping radio stations. And then there's Killer Queen, Freddie Mercury's breakout track that introduced his sly wit, vocal gymnastics, and that signature sparkle. It's sharp, elegant, and playfully dangerous like a tuxedo with a knife hidden in the sleeve. Sheer Heart Attack is the sound of a band breaking boundaries before the world even realized there were boundaries to break. Now let's go from theatrical excess to the purest form of punk minimalism. Most will argue that this next album played a major role in the birth of punk, and we agree. Number 8, Ramones. Ramones, 1976. The Ramones didn't need 7-minute solos or lush arrangements. With their self-titled debut, they said, let's make it loud, let's make it fast, let's make it real. You've got Beat on the Brat, Judy is a punk, and now I want to sniff some glue. All gloriously simple, brilliantly catchy, and absolutely revolutionary. What's wild is how deliberately simple it all was. The Ramones invented modern punk by doing less. 3 chords, 2 minutes, and 0 pretension. And suddenly, rock was back in the hands of the outsiders. This album formed the foundation of punk rock, influencing countless bands and shaping the genre for decades to come. Number 9, High Voltage, AC/DC, 1976. I guess it's safe to say that AC/DC kicked the damn door down with High Voltage. This was their first international release, and it delivered something raw, raunchy, and utterly unfiltered. No ballads, no experiments, just pure sweaty rock and roll. Right out the gate, you've got It's a Long Way to the Top, if you want to rock and roll. And let's be real, any song that includes bagpipes and still rips is doing something right. Then there's TNT, one of the most explosive riffs ever recorded, with Bon Scott snarling "Oi, oi, oi," like he's about to fight the entire crowd and win. High Voltage itself, this is true rock. This album didn't just mark the start of AC/DC's global reign. It made loud, dirty guitar music fun again. No polish, no pretense, just power chords and attitude. Now brace yourself, our next album leans entirely into the psychedelic underground of Germany, and you won't be disappointed. Number 10. Tago Mago, Can, 1971. This double LP blends rock, jazz, funk, and whatever else they could get their hands on into something that's less of a collection of songs and more like a sound experiment in real time. Start with Paper House. It eases you in with a haunting hypnotic groove. Then Mushroom creeps in like a fever dream. But when you hit Hallelujah, an 18-minute percussive ritual, you realize this isn't just rock music as you know it. It's chaotic, it's brilliant, and it influenced everyone from Radiohead to the Mars Volta. If you've only heard traditional rock, Tago Mago is your wake-up call to try something new. Number 11. Loaded, The Velvet Underground, 1972. You've heard of the Velvet Underground, right? Yeah, you've probably heard the name, but have you truly listened to Loaded? If not, you're in for one hell of a ride. This album was the last to feature Lou Reed as the band's frontman before his departure in 1972. It marked a shift towards a more accessible sound, if you can call the Velvet Underground accessible. What it didn't sacrifice was the raw, gritty storytelling that made them legends. In the case of Loaded, this story was one of longing, loss, and desperate desire. Take Sweet Jane, a track that's now an anthem in rock history. With its timeless riff and Reed's cool, detached vocals, the song captured the essence of rock while also making it feel like an introspective ballad. But Loaded isn't just about those hits. The album is packed with deep cuts that show off the Velvet Underground's ability to seamlessly blend raw emotion with experimentation. Tracks like New Age and Rock and Roll still sound fresh today, reminding us just how far ahead of their time these guys were. And now to end this video with a bang, we'll be taking a look at the best of the best from none other than the phenomenal Pink Floyd. Number 12. The Wall, Pink Floyd, 1979.
We don't need no education.
The Wall isn't just an album, it's a full-blown experience. A rock opera chronicling the psychological unraveling of a character named Pink. It's dark, ambitious, and emotionally devastating. Released in 1979 as a sprawling double album, The Wall pushed the boundaries of what rock music could do. The album opens with In the Flesh, setting the stage for a tale about alienation, loss, and the emotional walls we build to shield ourselves from the world. Tracks like Another Brick in the Wall Part 2 became anthems, but they're more than just catchy. They represent the generational frustration of being misunderstood and oppressed. From start to finish, The Wall is one of the most ambitious albums ever made. It's a journey through the psyche, a critique of societal norms, and a powerful commentary on mental health and isolation. No other album has quite captured the feeling of building, and ultimately breaking those metaphorical walls we all put up around ourselves. It's theatrical, it's personal, it's Pink Floyd at their best. Did your favorite album make the list, or did we miss any must-hear albums in your opinion? Let us know in the comments below. And if you love this video on Rock's Finest, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more rock content, insider stories, and album breakdowns.